on, everybody? It's your boy Rail back with another review, man. Oh, and guess what today is? Teller Tuesday. Oh yeah, it's back. Woo! It's been a while. But this is Sons of Anarchy Season 3, Episode 4. Yes, that's where we left off at. Before we took a Sons hiatus. Alright, but we're back. We're back. Oh, you motorcycle fiends. And unfortunately, after so many months of not doing Sons, I was like, "Oh, I'm excited. Let's get back into it. Let's hop on this." I had to find where I was at. Right, I had to go through my old videos and was like, "Damn, where did I leave off at?" I was like, "Oh, we made it to season 3, not bad." And I'm like, "Okay, let's get it going." Only to run into like a very mid episode. That's the saddest return. That's the saddest return. I could have returned at like a popping episode or one that's like the drama was built up, like it was going. It's like, oh, here we go. Unfortunately for everybody, I'm back on the episode that ironically enough, episode 4, I'm gonna give a 4. Yep, a 4 out of 10. It was just your okay. Well, let's discuss why it was a 4. Well, first, we're in the drama of finding young Abel, right? That's where we've been at. Cameron, the disturbed, broken-hearted Irish gun runner, had flipped out and stole Abel because his son was killed. So, it's time to replace one, right? Just start from scratch. But he was murdered and posted for the internets. And I think they sent it to the sons via email, let them know, like, hey, found your man, right? Fat A on his forehead, but no Abel. Now, why is there no Abel? This is probably the most interesting part of the entire episode. And that's when Jimmy is at ends with the preacher, the Father Shanahan, I don't know. Father O'Hannon, I don't know his name. Okay, I'm not going to look it up. But we find out the dynamic between them two, really, and then we see Jimmy's like motivation. So, apparently, the priest has sway over, the Irish army, like of the IRA. Like, he is a part of the movement. And while he's not like he's almost like a consigliere. Whatever he comes in and suggests they do or say, they typically go on his side. And he's a very humble man, right? He's giving us that, hey, look, Jimmy, I don't run it, okay? If they choose to listen to the word of God, i.e. my words, with the motivational God talk behind it, if they decide to listen to that, then that's what they'll do. If they don't, so be it. It's God's will, not mine. I don't have my own agendas or anything. Get out of here. So Jimmy understands that everything he says, is played down, whatever. Jimmy's motivated. This is where Jimmy's problem is. He wants to be the man. And I know right now Jimmy looks bad this episode because he is the bad guy. I mean, he's like, I say we get rid of Abel, ship him off to our baby farm somewhere, and we make a little coin. Son, I think his plan is to get rid of Abel. Sons will be so mad that Jimmy was unable to help, and he knows Jack's temper, and with that, it'll probably motivate the sons to do something stupid, which Jimmy could then retaliate and then come to the table and say, hey, we shouldn't be working with the sons anymore. Now, why would he want to stop this deal with the sons he's been having all these years? Because Jimmy is a smart man. Yes, he is creating child soldiers. I get it. Okay, on paper, right? Just feel me. On paper, Jimmy's a bad dude, right? But what Jimmy ain't is a bad businessman. In fact, he's a very shrewd businessman. And I see his motivation. He's like, look, let's get rid of the sons, right? For their protection, their middleman work. We don't need them. I say we just get some young soldiers, 10 and 11. They're going to do whatever we say. They're going to shoot whoever. We can use them to like move things back and forth. He's trying to rebuild literally from the ground up. He's trying to make an army worshipped upon himself. Very nefarious. But I understand. And the sons got too much lip. They're adults, they're bikers, they got attitudes, they got requests, they got a lot of things that Jimmy just ain't trying to deal with. And because Jimmy has been working primarily in the States, he is getting beside himself. He's like, look, out in Ireland, I'm just one of the runners, right? I'm just somebody who works for the squad. I drop the money off. He's not a head figure at the table. But in the States, oh, he's that dude. So he's made his own connections. He's got some probably other pipelines. And Jimmy's got his own plans. And if it once was to fund and support the IRA, now looks like he wants to be the man and or maybe, I don't know. I don't know if he wants to cut ties with, but he's definitely trying to make a name for himself. He wants power. Jimmy wants power. He's got a taste of it by being in the States, so it's time for him to get a spanking. Right? So, the father links up with John Teller's old work. One of John Teller's Jezebels. Little Irish flower out there that he was seeing on the side from Gemma back in the good old days. And I thought it was funny. She came to him looking for help with Jimmy. Like, Jimmy came in here threatening us, trying to say, where's the baby? He's trying to snatch the baby up. Jimmy's wilding, father. I need your help. And instead of, like, getting help, she got a mission. He was like, yeah, no, I understand. How about, this is what you do for us, though. I understand you got your own problems, but check this out. This is what I need you to do for us. Go ahead, call Gemma, right? Because we need the sons on our side. They're going to hate Jimmy. I hate Jimmy. This way we get rid of our Jimmy problem. Go ahead and tell her where her grandson is. Just go ahead. Drop off that little info and it'll be God's will from there. Right? But God has already had these things happening. Where are y'all not at my services? The Father, are you not at my service? Sure, we'll do things to help escalate situations, instigate them even. But guess what? Whatever happens from what we do, after that, God's will. I don't know what to tell you. If the sons feel so possessed to come down to Belfast, take their son, and kill Jimmy, then that was just God's plan. God's plan. It is what it is. So, that's one sneaky priest. I love it. Yeah, man of faith. He's creating the faith, people. But yeah, that was probably the most exciting part of the episode. Like that whole thing right there. Because this whole time we was wondering, how are they going to wrap this up? When is Jack's going to figure out where his baby is? They sending him off to Vancouver. The sons don't know where they're going. They was just about to take a trip to Vancouver. That is not where he is. So, okay. Now, what I didn't like about this episode, if you really step back and look at it, Jax and the caveman Neanderthal that is Clay drive out to meet Gemma with no intention of letting her know anything about Abel. They're going to lie to her face. Which is, I don't understand how this family hasn't seen that their biggest issue is communication. Like, if they just was able to speak the truth, like have a family dinner and just be like, Clay be like, look, son, I'm not ready to give this chair up. One day it will be yours. Pop's hands hurts, so, just let me run things until it's your turn, until I feel comfortable. Make me feel comfortable to do this. Nope, it's not going to do that. Not appeal to that side. Jax isn't going to come and be like, look, that's perfect, because really, I don't even know if I want to be a part of this biker lifestyle. Look at what my father wrote about. He had different plans that might not be for me. I just want to share that with y'all, let y'all know what my thoughts is. But then there wouldn't be no excitement and drama, right? But all it would take is a conversation. Gemma, hey Jax, I'm so scared you're going to turn into your daddy. Just little stuff. Would avoid arguments like, I don't know, this whole toxic Jackson Tara situation, right? So they finally link up with him, and then because Tara and Jax they've been at ends, right? She wants more of Jax. Jax wants to push her further away for obvious reasons. Jax in his own toxic brain is like, this woman loves me, loves my kid. My kid gets snatched. I have an attitude. And she was there, so I'm secretly very much still mad at her. Like, why weren't you able to defend this? Oh, that's right. You're just a doctor. You're not really with, you know what I'm saying? You ain't with it. That's really that's his deep down aggressions toward Tara. He's really salty at her. Like, you felt like he would have rathered her die. Like, he'd rather her. You get the feeling like Jax would have rather seen Tara dead in the kitchen floor, stabbed up, along with, you know what I'm saying, Half Sack and Abel be gone. Because Jackson, his sick brain was like, good. You know, my girl dead, but she died trying to save my son. Because as a parent, ain't that really what we want from the other parent or the significant other? It's kind of like, look, ain't you want to hear somebody tell you when they get your kid, ain't nothing finna happen to this kid that don't happen to me first. It just is what it is. Because we know if Jax was in that situation, he'd have died trying. Tara, he gets the feeling of, oh, she's a stepmom, and not even really that. She's just kind of a girlfriend, on and off girlfriend. She ain't really care about my son. She don't really care about this situation because it ain't hers. That's how Jax is feeling. He won't voice that, but that's what it is. So he's got that resentment toward her. But in his brain, instead of like processing and talking that out with her, he'd feel more comfortable pushing her away. So he's pushing away a woman who wants to be with him, deeper in with him, and then disguise it as if, oh, I just love you so much. Look what happens in this world. Just get out this world. Talking about she ain't built for it. Because if you was built for it, you'd have been dead with Half Sack. You ain't built for this. You said you die for me. You said you was ride or die, but somehow you still alive. You know what I'm saying? You should have been dead by now. That just is what it is. But they get into it. And then he yells at her, puts her in a place. Oh, you want to be an old lady? Let me tell you what an old lady is like. Shut up. Do what you're told. Now. Okay? I told you my son got took. Well, you knew son got took. And it's like, what do you want from me? No, we're not telling Jimba this. We got to go get him. What else did he share with him? The whatever. Oh, they about to get arrested in a couple days. That type of stuff. So... And that's when she flips out, because she flips out and says, "Oh, I'm not built for this. Check out this wheelchair. Huh? Look, you see this wheelchair with the duct tape on the arms? I helped your mama kill somebody. I'm with this life." I hated that. I felt it was over dramatic. You can't trust Tara to keep nothing in. Like, that was the one thing her, because Jim was an old pro. She would have never spoke about this moment. Ever. She don't care how mad Gemma would have got. She's just an OG. Which, ironically, further, and Tara's trying to prove to Jax that she's about that life. She just proved the exact opposite. in an attempt to be like, I helped her kill somebody. Yeah. And then you told. You're not go back to work, Doc. Go back to work. And if Tara would have just listened to this man there, even though it's from a bad place, Jax's feelings is coming from a bad place, he was right. Tara, get on out of here. He was right. He keep trying to tell you, but the girl, God bless her, I don't know. And Jim was just looking like, huh? And then you get my boy in trouble. You get Tig in trouble. Huh? Now they mad at Tig. How you gonna let them kill? Like, what do you want me to do? I wasn't around. And Tig done had it bad. Tig done got shot behind it. His work done got murdered while he was gone. And they act like they can control these women. Like, when has Clay ever been able to control Gemma? And Clearly, Jax can't do nothing with Tara. She just on her own mission at all times. She does what she wants. So when those two tag team, how did you think Tig ever had a chance? But still, Tara done blew up the whole situation. Got Tig in the middle of it looking crazy. And that's why I appreciate Tig. He came right. He was like, yeah, what happened to us saying they not knowing nothing? We not finna tell them nothing. What happened? We just had this conversation. We worked it over again. Right? So Tara just blew the whole thing up, proving that she ain't about this life. And the who you know who I want to give winner of the episode to? Gemma's father, because we're still there's an emotional scenes. You know, he played that role beautifully. That was the best acting of this episode. Gemma's dad. He's slipping in and out of memory. He's showing vulnerability. You would have sworn if y'all watched this, if you watching this episode for real, you would have thought that man was really going through it. Like he really misses Rose. He wants his daughter. And then when Clay showed up, his disgust for Clay felt authentic. Like that man acted his ass off in this episode. When they dropped him off, and he looked at her with them half sad, crying puppy dog eyes. Just take me home. Looked at that doctor in that evil white coat. Doctors just look scary. Look like something straight off a horror movie. He's like, I don't know where I'm at, but I don't want to be here. Just take me home. Just please take me home. I was feeling sad. I was like, this dude is killing it right now. And then when you think about somebody having slight dementia on their way to dementia so beautifully, then when Gemma gets that phone call, because Gemma decided like, okay, look, enough's enough. My father has got dementia, dropped him off. You know what? I'm done playing this game. I don't want to be on the run. Let me call Detective Stahl. She's about to turn herself in. But of course, before she does that, she got to get her little grandson, Abel. Got to stay with him for a little bit, right? Before she goes away for God knows how long. Now she's on the road looking for Abel. Because nobody wanted to tell her that Abel was taken, which I get. Right? Gemma's going through it. She's on the run for a murder she didn't commit. She got set up. So she's on the run, and her father's dealing with dementia. That's very saddening. Then they also caught a body. Yeah, so that happened. They had to kill an innocent woman. And now to let her put the cherry on top of this nasty toxic sundae, have to let her know that her one and only grandchild has been abducted by a psycho Irishman, and we don't know where the hell he is. So I understand them not wanting to tell her, but look at what happens when you don't tell Gemma nothing. You leave her to her own devices. Now she's running back home, ready to turn herself in without discussing these plans with anybody. Not getting a second opinion or nothing. I'm talking about Gemma is just like intrusive thought, action. She needs pills. She needs some. Nobody should have these thoughts just seep into their brain and they act on them. That's not healthy. That's a problem. Gemma's got problems. So then she gets a phone call from the deceased husband's side chick, a woman who she could have went her whole life without talking to probably. And that's how she finds out that, yeah, no, Abel's out here. And Gemma proceeds to have like the worst heart attack. Like when she went down, I was like, oh my God. How did we just see an amazing actor play off dementia to this weak ass heart attack attempt? Like if you look at Gemma's heart attack, she went up and fell down ever so gently, and then it was terrible. It was the worst heart attack I've ever seen, for real. Fred Sanford caught better heart attacks in Sanford and Son. Like he had better acting heart attacks than Gemma just had in the middle of that street. I was like, oh God, that was terrible. So, well, now once Gemma becomes cognizant, once she catches her breath, we all know she's finna let him know, like, Abel's in Belfast. And that was what they're gonna need. Now, you know what really upset me about this episode, it was that unnecessary side mission. Sons of Anarchy is the king of side missions. Because this whole episode was supposed to get us to a point of everybody discovering where Abel was. That was the purpose of this episode. Now, like I said, episode 4 like this is a regular work through episode. You know, we're trying to get someplace. This is just the work. This is just the work we're getting to. But, like, Sons, instead of, like, adding more dialogue or developing something else or maybe bringing an old problem to a new front, just doing anything different, maybe a foreshadowing of a new problem, just giving us hints of that, or just really good dialogue scenes. Like, instead of just, like, having real good conversations at times where would have been perfect. Like, I would have liked to seen more conversation between Jackson and Clay when he was tying Clay's hands to the bar handle, like the bike handles. I would have liked to seen some more words there. Maybe, I don't know, like a feeling of, I'll be mad at you, bro, but you still my mans. I guess they did that through action. Just that right there. But that could have been a nice conversation. Instead, they went the route of, I would have liked to see what the police been doing about looking for Gemma. That would have been interesting. Is anybody working to find Gemma? Like, has this dead Irishman any news come across the Fed? Like, they could have probably used the police presence in this episode. That would have been nice. They could have added that instead of this weird hillbilly side mission like off of GTA. Like, okay, yeah, we all about to go up north. Cool, go do this. Hey, I need some drugs, right? My mama doing bad. Cool. Bobby's like, yeah, my son needs some inhalers. They got that too? Cool. Piney got the connect. He's like, yeah, we're just going to run up here and do that real quick. Nothing is ever real quick in Sons of Anarchy. You can't even just go buy drugs regularly in Sons of Anarchy. You just can't. Like, that seems like the Piney goes there, seems like often, right? Like, he gets his drugs there regularly. Like, yeah, she's got scripts. That's the lady. Cool. The one time when everybody needs something from this lady happens to be the same time the Wilderness Boys with their shotguns decide this is the day we're going to make a move and rob the script lady. So, of course, we got to get into this random shootout, call for backup. Son saved the day, Piney with a super corny line, because we are the good guys. What? That was corny. We are the good guys. Then he has like a little kiss, loves it, like Piney's the man with his breathing and instruments in his nose. Like, hang it up, big guy. Go take a seat somewhere. Okay? So, there's that. And then everybody standing around. But did anybody ask the important question? She's out there passing out drugs like it's Halloween. Like, oh, you got an A today. Like, here you go. Drugs for you. Drugs for you. Thank you for your help. Oh, and guess what? They happened to look up on somebody else's scripts that the hillbillies and stole. So they just came up a little bit. But while she's out there thanking them for their services, like they're your local police department, I was sitting there wondering, well, what they gonna do with the hillbillies? Did any of y'all think about that? Like, what happened to those gentlemen? Sons aren't police. They're killers. Did they just was like, let's take their guns and let them go about their way? Or did they march them down Nazi style to do like an execution? Like, here we go, line them up, time to kill them. Let's make one giant burial hole. Like, what happened to those dudes? Because if they just took their guns and let them go, something tells me they might be a problem for them later. And if not them, probably her. What do they think? That or did they give them like a stern warning? Like, this is Son's protected territory. If this lady comes back and say you bothered her again, I'm coming for you. Like, gave them a stern talking to? Like, okay, fam, you got it. You right, this Son's. No, we finna hit this lady again. We know where she stays. Now we know where the drugs at. She out here passing them out like little parting gifts. Oh, we're coming right back soon as you let us go. So I was like, I would have liked to see what they did with the hillbillies. I probably would have did it. But yeah, other than that, there was nothing happening in this episode. It was just a very much just a work through episode, which I'm not mad at, but we got to call spade a spade. Episode 4 was a 4. But winner of the episode goes to Gemma's father. Masterful acting. He was terrific. Can't lie to you. I'd have thought the man was suffering in real life. But hey, that's all I got for episode 4. It's been Teller Tuesday. Welcome back, SOA people. Welcome back. I'll see you next Tuesday. With that, protect your health, yourself, your wealth. Your boy Rail is out of here. Peace. Yo, I know I don't need no introduction, but y'all know who it is, man. It's your boy Hollywood Rail. And I appreciate you for sliding through and watching these videos. But you know what I need from you? Alright, if you ain't already, I need you to like this and subscribe this, man. We at 1,000 trying to get to 2, alright? Push it for your boy. Get them algorithms up. So when it come to that subscribe button,